Hi, my name is Paul from cleverboxes.com, and today we're going to be looking at the Apple iPad 16GB Wi-Fi. Okay, first thing we're going to look at today is web browsing on the tablets. Both of the tablets are connected via Wi-Fi to our network. We're going to have a look at a website and see how fast it renders. So we've got cleverboxes.com coming up on the iPad and cleverboxes.com coming up on the Archos. So if we just hit go, as we can see there, the Archos was first to start rendering the page, but the iPad has already finished rendering the entire page whilst we're still waiting for the Archos to catch up, but both usable very quickly. As we can see, we've got nice scrolling action on the iPad and nice scrolling action on the Archos itself. Okay, the next thing we're going to have a look at is the desktop displays. If we press the home button on the iPod and the home button on the Archos, you'll see very similar in a lot of respects. On the initial display, we've got the icons of the most used applications that we want. On the Apple, we've got all the applications, so it's very much like the iPhone and the iPod Touch in the way that that works. The Archos is a little bit different in the respect that you've got icons here, but if we scroll to the right, we've got music that was last played, and we can go back, and we scroll to the left, we've got videos and photos that was last played. If we click this tab here, these are all the applications that are installed on the device, and we've got all the settings as well available to us there. Okay, the next thing we're going to have a look at is the hardware itself. As you can see, we've got the iPod here. It's got an aluminium case on it. Down the bottom we've got speakers, and we've got the usual dock connector that features on all the iPod products. On the side we've got lock, and which also locks the device as well as locking the screen orientation and volume control. On the top we've got the power connector, and we've got the headphone connector. And that's pretty much it really, apart from the home button, which is on the top of the device itself. If we have a look at the Archos, on the front we have got a VGA camera which can be used as a web camera. On the back of the device we have a fold out arm which can be used to stand the device up, so if you want to use video. Most interestingly though, on the side here we have got a power connector. We've got HDMI output, we've got micro USB as well as full size USB, and we've got headphone adapter, and we've got power on off and volume up and down. Now what makes this interesting is the fact that you can just simply plug USB mass storage devices into the device if you've got video files or music or photographs stored on them, and the device will pick it up straight away. You can also buy a HDMI cable to go directly into your TV and use that as a video output on the actual device itself. Okay, the next thing we're going to have a look at is the email clients on both devices. As you can see, we've got the iPod here first, so I'm going to just compose an email here by clicking this. We've got to who it's from, so we're going to send an email to marketing at cleverboxes.com. Just click to put a subject in. This is a test. Quick message. And as you can see, every new line it capitalises the first letter as well, which makes it look good, and it says it's sent from my iPod. You can change the signatures as well. And click send, and that's it. Off you go, back into your inbox. And as you can see down here, it's sent the email, and that's it, and it's checking for mail now. You can click this icon here to do a refresh, so you can get it to send email, send and receive email at any time. So that's the iPad. If we go over to the Archos, we'll do the same thing again. So we press the menu button at the bottom, hit compose, 2 is already selected, so if we go again to marketing, at cleverboxes.com, subject test, compose email, hello, this is a test. Return again from Paul. One thing to notice, if you do put a wrong word in, you click on it, it will give you suggestions down here and you can pick the word that you want. Let's just do that. We say send, off it goes, and it's sending the email now. And that's email. Okay, the next thing we're going to have a look at is video and multimedia playback. Obviously we know the iPad and the iPod and the iPhone are all very good at playing back media, so we'll just have a quick look. So we go to videos, see here we've got Did You Hear About the Morgans? We just hit play and off we go, the video's playing. We can do the usual thing of forwarding through the video, altering the volume, going to the point that we want to. If we go back to done, we can actually select chapters, select the chapter that we want to play, and off we go. Okay, we're going to have a look at video on the Archos now as well. You select video there. You've got all your shared folders, media servers, recordings, video folders. You've got all videos not played yet, recently added, recently played. One of the great things about the Archos is that if you've got media stored on a computer, on the network at home, whether it's music, whether it's photos or whether it's video, you can either store them locally on the Archos or you can actually stream them to the Archos across your wireless network. So we go to all videos, we've got a few videos here, so if we have a look at Big Buck Bunny, loads the video in and starts playing. Again, if we touch the screen, you have the usual controls for play and pause, fast forward and rewind, volume up and down. So if we want to drag it over, we can go to anywhere we want in the actual video itself. This is actually stored locally on the device, but like I say, if you've got external media stored on your home computer, you'll be able to stream it to it. One of the things that people who buy internet tablets like this are going to use it for, of course, is games, and one of the best games on either the iPad or the Archos 101, of course, is Angry Birds. So we're just going to have a quick look at it so you can see the differences. So if we hit play, start off with poached eggs, go to level 1. There you go, there's our little friends, the green pigs, and here's the Angry Birds. So we'll pull them back, knock the first one down, go back, send this one off. There we go. Of course you can zoom out and zoom back in and scroll around so you can see what's what. Okay, if we have a look at the same game on the Archos, play, poached eggs again, go to level 1. Wait for it to load up. Okay, the difference between the Archos version and the iPod version is the fact that it's a free app on the Archos or on the Android platform, whereas on the iPad it's a paid for app, so you do get pop-up adverts coming along. Same sort of game though. And again, you can zoom out and zoom back in again. I think the Archos screen layout, which is a lot wider, lends itself a bit more to this type of game because you can get to see a bit more about what's going on. So, let's wrap up. I'm going to go through what we like about the iPad, what we dislike about the iPad, what we like about the Archos, what we dislike about the Archos. So, what do we like about it? The iPad. We like the operating system. Very fluid, very smooth, very similar to the iPhone and the iPod Touch, which everyone knows. Apple makes a big thing about it being easy to use because it's a new product, but you still know how to use it. Thousands and thousands and thousands of applications available to it, all very slick looking, tried and tested, and work very well. The screen on the iPad is fantastic. The build quality on the iPad is absolutely fantastic, and it just works, and it works really well. It's a nice user experience. What we don't like, of course, the cost. Start from £429 for the 16GB version. Dock connector, which means you have to use proprietary Apple devices to plug it into your computer, and you have to use iTunes to connect to your computer to transfer files over to it. No real other expansion ports on this apart from the headphone socket, so in that respect it's quite limiting. You've also, if you want to transfer video files to it, you have to go through iTunes and they have to be in a specific format. Other than that, it's a really great device. If we go on to the Archos, what do we like about it? Well, the cost, £299 for the 16GB version. It's expandable. We can put a memory card in there, so you can put up to a 32GB micro SD card, giving it 48GB of storage in total. We've got proper USB ports onto it. We've got HDMI output on there, and we can connect into our wireless network, and we can stream music, video and pictures from our computer. It doesn't really matter what version the files are in, the Archos will be able to play it. It is worth noting though, if you want to play anything other than AVI files out of the box, then you do have to purchase a £12 software upgrade from Archos. This is something they've done for a long time, and that will allow you to play pretty much any video format on there. The screen size and the fact it uses the Android operating system are a nice feature. I wouldn't say the screen was as good as the iPod. The viewing angles aren't quite as good, but you know, it's still a nice screen. At the end of the day, the majority of customers who purchase this are going to be using it themselves. Other nice features are the built-in stand on the back, which is really good. Negative features, build quality isn't anywhere near up to the level of the iPad, but then we are talking £130 difference here between the two devices. The operating system certainly isn't as slick to use as the iPad, and they currently, out of the first batch, are only shipping with Android version 2.1, though they are going to be upgraded to Android 2.2 in November, so only a couple of weeks away hopefully, and you'll have things like integrated flash playback then, so you'll be able to go and use BBC iPlayer and YouTube and services like that. Of course, the iPad itself doesn't have flash compatibility. The big thing between Adobe and Apple is the fact that Apple says that flash is very insecure and can be easily hacked, but of course a lot of videos on the website and worldwide and around the World Wide Web are flash based, so it means it is a limiting factor on the iPad as well, which is going to be addressed on the Archos very soon. Other than that, both really good products. I think it's quite early with the Archos 10.1. When it gets Android 2.2 operating system, I think it will be an even better product. Hardware wise, they're very similar specifications, and I think they're both great products. Which one would I have? I'd probably go for the iPad. For what I would want to use it for, web browsing, email and a few games, I think it's a much more slicker experience. I wouldn't use video that much on it, I don't think. I think for the Archos, I think video playback is fantastic. The fact that you don't have to transcode it into a different format is brilliant, but it's not as well built and the operating system isn't quite as smooth and as user friendly, but that will come over time, I think. So there you go.